My girlfriend said, "I need space. Don't contact me for a while." Later, she posted vacation pictures with her ex-boyfriend. I respected her request, changed the locks on my apartment, and sold the car that was under my name. When she came back, her key didn't work and her parking spot was empty. Let me start from the beginning. I'm a 30-year-old man, and this is still a bit painful to talk about, to be honest. About 3 weeks ago, my girlfriend Emily, who is 28, shocked me with a message. We had been together for almost 2 years and living together in my apartment for the past year. Things seemed fine, maybe slightly distant lately, but nothing serious. Or at least that's what I thought. The message came out of nowhere on a Tuesday evening while I was preparing dinner. It said, "Ryan, things feel complicated and I really need some space to think and figure things out. Please don't contact me for a while. I'll reach out when I'm ready." Felt like a punch to the stomach. Space usually isn't a good sign, but I tried to be a supportive boyfriend. I replied, "Okay, Emily. Understand. Take the time you need." And nothing. Complete silence. Which is what she asked for, right? So I respected that. I spent a few days feeling lost and hurt in the apartment, trying to understand what she meant by complicated. Work helped distract me from the confusion. Then Friday night came. I was bored, scrolling through Instagram when I saw something that stopped me cold. A mutual friend had tagged Emily in a post. There she was, sunshine, beach, tropical drinks. She looked overjoyed, walking arm in arm with Jordan, her ex-boyfriend. The one she had told me was ancient history. The caption read something like, "Living our best lives. Island getaway, reunited." My blood ran cold. So this was what space to think meant. A beach vacation with her ex while asking me to give her space and stay silent. The pain quickly turned into something sharper. A cold, clear realization. She didn't just want space. She wanted me out of the picture so she could try her old relationship again while keeping me as a backup in my apartment, using my resources, all while telling me not to reach out. Fine. She wanted space. She didn't want contact. I gave it to her, completely. Saturday morning I took action. First, I called a locksmith and changed the deadbolt and doorknob locks on the apartment. Cost around $250, but it gave me peace of mind. Her key no longer worked. Then there was the car. This needs some background. About 6 months ago, Emily's old car finally gave out. She needed something reliable for work. She's in social media marketing and has client meetings. But her credit wasn't good. I offered to help. I bought a used but solid Mazda CX-5. Cost me about $18,000. Importantly, the loan, title, and insurance were all under my name. The deal was that she'd make payments to me, and she did, mostly. She treated it like it was her own, even added decorations like fuzzy dice. But legally it was completely mine. I never added her to the title or insurance. I had kept the spare key. I drove the car to a trusted dealership nearby that buys used vehicles. I explained the situation briefly and told them I was the registered owner looking to sell. They gave it a quick look and made a preliminary offer of $16,500, pending a full inspection and title check. I agreed. Signed the initial paperwork, left the car with them, and took an Uber home. Her parking spot at the apartment. Me. Her personal items. Still untouched in the closet of the spare room. I didn't throw them out, felt too petty. But she wasn't coming back inside the apartment without a conversation. And she had clearly told me not to talk to her. Strangely, I felt calm, like I was performing necessary surgery. Sure, I was hurt. Felt like a fool. But I wasn't acting out of rage. I was using reason. She asked for space and no contact. She showed that the relationship was likely over by going on vacation with her ex. I was just honoring her request and protecting my home and belongings. So now I waited. According to Instagram, the tropical vacation still had another week to go. I wondered what would happen when she returned and her key no longer worked. Update 1: she's back. It happened last Tuesday night, around 9 p.m. I, Ryan, 30M, was watching TV, trying to ignore the knot in my stomach. I suddenly heard keys jingling outside the door. Then the sound of one trying to fit into the lock. Silence. Then more frantic attempts. Then loud knocking. Knock, knock, knock. Ryan! What's going on? Open the door. Emily's voice. Annoyed, not panicked yet. I took a deep breath and opened the door just a crack, keeping the chain locked. There she was, standing outside with a suitcase, tanned and clearly upset. My key isn't working. Did something happen to the lock? She asked. I said calmly, no. I changed them. She blinked. You what? Why would you do that? Me. You asked for space and no contact, Emily. So I gave it to you, permanently. I stood at the doorway, calm but firm. I saw the vacation photos with Jordan, I said quietly. Looks like you figured things out. Her expression shifted from annoyed to furious, followed by a flicker of panic. Ryan, that trip didn't mean anything, Emily said quickly. We're just friends. I raised an eyebrow. Friends. Friends who go on romantic island getaways while asking their current boyfriend for space. Don't be ridiculous. Mian. My stuff is inside. Where's my car? Her eyes flicked to the empty parking spot, and I watched the realization hit her. Where's my car, Ryan? Shrugged. First of all, this is my apartment. Second, that was never your car. It's legally in my name, and I'm selling it. It's already at the dealership. Her jaw dropped. You're selling it. You can't do that. I paid for that car. You made payments to me to use the car, Emily. That doesn't mean you own it. The title and the loan are in my name. The sale is already in progress. This is insane. You're stealing from me, she shouted, pulling out her phone. I'm calling the cops. I simply shrugged again. Go ahead. Call them. Tell them your ex-boyfriend changed the locks on his own apartment after you asked for space and went on a vacation with another ex. And that he's selling his own car, titled and registered to him. Let me know how that goes. She hesitated, her phone hovering mid-air, then glared at me with pure venom. You planned this, didn't you? She hissed. You planned a vacation with Jordan, asked me for no contact, and I respected that, I said firmly. I dealt with the pain while you were sipping cocktails. You don't get to keep me on standby in my own home. Suddenly, her sister Brooke appeared, clearly having been waiting downstairs. Emily, what's going on? She demanded. Then she turned to me. Ryan, why is she locked out? Tears sprang into Emily's eyes. He changed the locks, he's selling my car, he's throwing me out. Brooke turned on me. Are you serious? After everything Emily has done for you, you just kick her out and sell her things? This is my apartment, Brooke. That car was mine too. Emily asked for no contact and went on vacation with Jordan. Check her Instagram. We're done. She needed space. Brooke snapped. You're supposed to support her, not punish her. Support her while she cheats on me. No thanks, I said coldly. She made her choice. Now she lives with it. Emily demanded to get her things. At 9 p.m. Not tonight, I said. Text me with a date and time. I'll have your belongings boxed and ready at the door. You won't come past the entryway. You can't dictate terms. I can. This is my place. My rules. You asked for no contact, this is the new arrangement. Text me. Goodbye. Close the door. Lock the deadbolt. My hands trembled slightly. A mix of adrenaline, anger, leftover pain, but mostly relief. It was done. For now, the confrontation was over. I could still hear them outside for about 5 more minutes. Emily shouting, Brooke trying to calm her down, though I'm sure she was only making things worse. Then they finally left. A couple of hours later, I received a text. Not from Emily, but from Brooke's phone. It was Brooke, not even pretending to be polite. The message read, Emily needs her things tomorrow at 10 a.m. Be ready. No greeting. No please. No thank you. Just a demand. I replied simply. Okay. I spent the next few hours gathering all of Emily's belongings. Her clothes, toiletries, books, small decorations, anything I could find. I boxed everything up and stacked it near the door. The process felt oddly cleansing. Later that week, maybe Thursday, the dealership called to say the vehicle inspection was complete. Their final offer was $16,350, slightly reduced due to tire wear. I went there Friday afternoon, signed the title transfer paperwork, and received the check. I deposited it immediately. It felt like officially closing an expensive and emotionally exhausting chapter. Let's see what tomorrow, the pickup day, brings. I'm expecting more drama. Day 2. The past week has been something else. The level of entitlement I've witnessed is almost impressive. Wednesday, 10 a.m. sharp, just like they said. There was a knock on the door. It wasn't Emily. It was Brooke and their mom, Karen. Emily stayed in the car, supposedly too distraught to face me. But Karen launched into it immediately, tears in her eyes, though I strongly suspect they were crocodile tears. Ryan, how could you do this to her? After 2 years. She loves you. Apparently not enough to avoid going on a vacation with her ex while asking me for space. Karen continued. It was a mistake. She was confused. You should forgive her. And selling her car, that was cruel. She needs it for work. I answered plainly. It was my car, Karen. Legally mine. And her confusion led to betrayal. Actions have consequences. The car is sold. I opened the door a little wider so she could see the boxes I had stacked in the entryway. Here's her stuff. Take it all. Make sure you don't leave anything. This is the only chance. Karen sniffed, clearly unimpressed. We'll need to check the closets and the bathroom. No. You can take what's here in the entryway. I packed everything I could find. You're not coming further into my apartment. Don't be unreasonable, Ryan. What if you missed something? Then it's unfortunate. You'll stand here. I'll stand here. Take the boxes. That's the deal. They clearly wanted to come inside. Maybe to argue, maybe to search for something they could claim I'd kept. But that wasn't going to happen. They muttered under their breath but eventually started hauling boxes out. Took them 3 trips. Karen didn't stop talking the entire time, accusing me of being heartless, saying Emily was devastated, insisting I owed her compensation for the car. I stayed calm and didn't engage, just repeated. It was my car. She kept going in circles like a broken record. First came the financial demands. Then came the smear campaign. Not long after they left, I started getting texts from Emily. They switched between emotional pleas, I miss you, I made a huge mistake, please take me back, and angry threats, you owe me for the car, that was my money, I'll take you to small claims court. I ignored the emotional texts. For the demands, I sent one final reply. Emily, the car was legally mine. Title, loan, and insurance all in my name. Your contributions covered your use of it. Consider it rent. No further discussion. Then I blocked her number. Blocked Brooke. Blocked Karen. But it didn't stop there. Mutual friends, mostly people I knew through Emily, started reaching out. Their tone was accusatory. Dude, I heard what you did to Emily. Selling her car. That's messed up. Cold. Clearly, Emily had been telling them a one-sided story, making me out to be the villain who threw her out and sold her car just to get revenge. She conveniently left out the part about her vacation with her ex, Jordan. I explained the truth to a few people I thought might be open-minded. I showed them her texts, explained the car was legally mine, and laid out what had really happened. Some believed me. Others clearly sided with her. Whatever. People believe what they want to believe. Then came the dirty trick. Yesterday I got a call from my landlord's office. They told me they had received an anonymous complaint about recent disturbances coming from around my apartment, claims of shouting and loud confrontations. My blood ran cold for a second. This felt calculated, like someone was trying to get me in trouble. Thankfully, I've always had a decent relationship with my building manager. I explained everything calmly. I told them my ex-girlfriend, who was living with me but wasn't on the lease, had recently moved out after a breakup. There was one brief argument outside my apartment when she found out I had changed the locks, which I did after she requested no contact and continued to push boundaries. Her family had also visited once, just to pick up her things while I supervised. I clarified there were no disturbances from inside my unit, and that she no longer lived there. The manager seemed to understand. They said they'd make a note of it but wouldn't take any action unless there were future verified complaints. I'm fairly certain Emily or Brooke made the complaint. Petty move. Then came another one. An Instagram message request from Jordan. I didn't even open it. Just deleted and blocked. I don't need anything from him, whether it was gloating or an attempt to stir things up. Honestly, all this entitlement and these games just confirmed I made the right decision. I didn't feel guilty anymore. I felt justified. This wasn't just a mistake Emily made. This is who she is. And her enablers, Brooke and Karen, are no different. The revenge wasn't some grand, dramatic act. It was quiet. It was just letting reality do its job. My apartment is mine again. Lisa, my cat, is mine. The complaint went nowhere. The car was sold, and the money is safely in my account, legally airtight. Her belongings are gone. All communication is blocked. And any future contact, especially threats, will be handled by my lawyer. I already had a brief consultation. They confirmed I'm in the clear, legally solid on the car, the apartment, everything. The continued demands, the victim narrative, the attempt to mess with my housing, just more proof of how they operate. They thought they could guilt trip or pressure me into giving up my boundaries. But that's not how life works. Now I'm just focused on cleaning up emotionally. It's tough realizing someone you lived with and cared for is capable of this level of manipulation and entitlement. But I'm glad I know now. Final update. It's been about 2 months since Emily came back from her space-seeking trip with Jordan. Things have calmed down, mostly because I refused to respond to the drama anymore. But I wanted to share how it all wrapped up. The smear campaign dragged on for a bit. I lost a few mutual friends. People who clearly only knew me through Emily and were quick to buy her sob story. Honestly, good riddance. If someone won't listen to both sides before passing judgment, they were never really a friend to begin with. My real friends, those who knew me before Emily, stood by me. They saw what was really happening and supported me completely. Emily tried to take things further, legally, sort of. I received a weekly written letter from a budget lawyer she'd probably scraped money together to hire. It demanded $10,000 for her contributions to the car and for emotional distress. The letter was full of typos and made little legal sense. My lawyer sent back a short, formal response. It included copies of the car title, loan documents, and insurance, all solely in my name. A breakdown showing that if anything, her contributions were like rent for usage. A copy of her "I need space, don't contact me" message. Timestamped screenshots of her vacation photos with Jordan. A legal warning. Any more baseless claims or harassment would lead to me seeking legal fees and potentially filing a restraining order, given her past actions, like the fake complaint to my landlord. After that, total silence. I assume her lawyer told her she had no case. And she couldn't afford a real legal fight, especially without my financial support. Through the grapevine, I heard what happened next. She stayed with Brooke for a while, but that didn't last. Apparently, Emily expected Brooke to fund her lifestyle and didn't contribute at all. Shocking. As for Jordan, predictably, he disappeared as soon as the vacation ended and real life kicked in. He got what he wanted, some fun, and left. Emily reportedly tried guilt-tripping her parents, mostly Karen, for more money. Maybe she got some. But they couldn't keep paying for her old lifestyle forever. Last I heard, she had to move back to her hometown and is now living with her parents again. Complaining constantly about how unfair life is and blaming me for everything. No self-awareness. No remorse. Just pure entitlement and a victim mindset. The best part. The silence. No more drama. No more messages. No more Emily. I've reclaimed my apartment. I even repainted the living room and got rid of the furniture she picked. Finally feels like my space again. In the end, the revenge wasn't loud or flashy. It was quiet. Methodical. It was simply respecting her wish for no contact and letting the natural consequences of her own choices catch up to her. She wanted space. She got more than she imagined. She chose to chase a fling and lost the stable life she had. She took for granted the support, the home, the car, all things I provided, and lost them the second she broke the trust they were built on. Selling that car she thought was hers, while she was off lounging in the sun with someone else. That part. That was the chef's kiss. She came back and found an empty parking space. That was the consequence. Visible. Immediate. She didn't just lose a boyfriend. She lost a lifestyle she thought she was entitled to. A lifestyle I was funding. Yes, it cost me emotionally. Betrayal hurts. But I handled it logically. I protected myself. I didn't let her play games or keep me as a backup plan. She miscalculated. And now she's living with the result of her choices. Her entitlement couldn't protect her from reality. That's the most satisfying part. Good riddance, Emily. Time to truly move on.